Starting a community composting initiative is a proactive way to reduce waste, promote environmental sustainability, and create nutrient-rich soil for gardening and landscaping. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you launch such an initiative. Research local regulations. Begin by researching local regulations and ordinances related to composting in your area. Determine any guidelines or restrictions for composting, including permitted materials, composting methods, and zoning requirements. Assess community interest. Gauge interest and support for a community composting initiative by surveying residents, neighborhood associations, local businesses, and community organizations. Identify potential partners and stakeholders who may be interested in collaborating on the project. Educate and raise awareness. Educate the community about the benefits of composting and the environmental impact of organic waste. Host informational workshops, webinars, or community events to raise awareness and demonstrate the importance of composting for waste reduction and soil health. Identify composting sites. Identify suitable locations for composting sites in the community, such as community gardens, parks, schools, or vacant lots. Consider factors such as accessibility, space availability, proximity to residents, and compatibility with local regulations. Choose composting methods. Select composting methods that are appropriate for your community's needs, resources, and preferences. Options include backyard composting bins, community composting piles, vermicomposting, using worms, or large-scale composting facilities. Secure equipment and materials. Acquire necessary equipment and materials for composting, such as compost bins, tumblers, aerators, shredders, and signage. Consider sourcing composting supplies locally or seeking donations from businesses, government agencies, or community members. Develop composting guidelines. Develop clear guidelines and procedures for community members to follow when composting. Provide instructions on what materials can be composted, proper layering and maintenance techniques, and safety guidelines for handling organic waste. Recruit and train volunteers. Recruit volunteers from the community to help manage and maintain the composting sites. Offer training sessions or workshops to educate volunteers on composting best practices, safety protocols, and site management procedures. Promote participation. Promote participation in the community composting initiative through outreach efforts, marketing campaigns, and educational materials. Use social media, newsletters, flyers, and community events to spread the word and encourage residents to get involved. Monitor and maintain compost sites. Regularly monitor and maintain the composting sites to ensure proper composting processes and prevent issues such as odor, pests, or contamination. Schedule regular turning, aerating, and watering of compost piles to facilitate decomposition. Harvest and distribute compost. Once the compost is fully decomposed, harvest the finished compost and distribute it to community members for use in gardening, landscaping, and soil enrichment projects. Offer composting workshops or demonstrations to educate residents on how to use compost effectively. Evaluate and adapt. Continuously evaluate the effectiveness and impact of the community composting initiative. Solicit feedback from participants, volunteers, and stakeholders to identify areas for improvement and adaptation. Make adjustments to the program as needed to maximize its benefits and sustainability. By following these steps and engaging the community in the composting process, you can establish a successful community composting initiative that contributes to waste reduction, environmental conservation, and community building efforts.